and get a nice little set of them for, or a Target for about 15, 20 bucks. So those would be great for their stage kit. You just want to make sure when you're applying the powder that you don't get it on the eyelids because we're going to be applying the product to the lid. Okay, easy. Got it, powders. All right, so for the eyes, this is kind of an interesting thing for me today because I wanted to take a look at what we could do to kind of the skims and the splurges. Now, normally I'm a big advocate of doing the more higher end eyeshadows because they tend to stay on, more pigmented and colored. And I went today, I haven't walked down the drugstore aisle in a long time, and I was pleasantly surprised, and even more so. There's a company, who makes this? I think this is Maybelline. Maybelline makes something called Color Tattoo. This is it in white. Yes, this stuff is awesome. I was like, wow. So what this is going to hold on to your eyeshadow. So if you try to apply eyeshadow dry to an eyelid, it's going to stay there for about 5 minutes, crease fall off, and end up under the eye. So you really need something to hold on to that color, especially for performance purposes. This one, well, it claims it lasts 24 hours, so please do take it off at some point. But you're just going to take this and apply this. You can do this with your finger if you want to. I'm just going to use a brush. And we're going to apply this to her lid very lightly. You don't want to go heavy-handed with this product, just enough so that the eyelid gets a small coating of it. And this one has a little bit of a sheen to it too, so you're going to be able to see that from a distance. Okay, so easy. You guys can see that? Ed? Yes. Okay.
Proud mom.
All right, so as I was swatching these colors, I had brought in my MAC palette and my pink pigment. This was the original color palette I was working off of. Now, much to my surprise, today as I was walking through Long's, I went to pick up these colors, and the black one, Black Tide, show you guys what it looks like, and our pink pigment. Okay, so that's what those two look like, the MAC colors, yes? So I went ahead and found Wet n Wild. I know some of the moms here are going to remember this company. Okay, yeah, right? So for $3, this palette actually had all of those colors in it. So I was I thought, okay, I can spend the $3 if it sucks, we'll see what happens. But I was pleasantly surprised when I actually swatched these colors. You can see the matte color next to it. That Wet n Wild, much to my surprise, for about 80% cheaper, actually came out more pigmented and even more intense with its color. Now, it's staying power. I will see how it goes, but I'm imagining over that base, it should stay on pretty well. So that palette is available anywhere where they sell Wet n Wild, so Long's or Walmart, Kmart carries it. This one, you're going to love the name of it, is called Spoiled Brat. Okay, fitting, right? Okay, so that one's called Spoiled Brat. It was, I think, about like $3, $3.25 or something like that. Comes with little applicators in there too, so that was a nice surprise. So this is what we're going to do with Spoiled Brat. She's like, great. All right. So I'm going to grab a clean brush. That doesn't have black all over it. Closed it already. There we go. All right, so I'm going to start first with pink color. And we are going to apply this all over the base of the lid. Okay, so when you're using a base, as you can see, I'm using patting motions. I'm not like sweeping it across because I want to actually press it into that base. So when you're applying it, just very gentle pressure and just kind of pack it into the base so that it actually sticks. And don't worry, it does not have to be precision. One of the nice things about stage makeup is they're going to be way far away. So Don't sit there and pick over, you know, that the eyeliner's not just perfect or it's not blended, because from a distance, you're just going to see kind of hints of color. So that's one of the nice things about stage makeup. You don't freak out about it looking perfection here. All right. Next step, we're going to take a little bit of that black color. And it's nice too because it actually, I realized this when I opened it, it actually has, before you put the brush in it, it actually says crease, lid, and eyebrow pressed into the powder. So it's kind of like paint by number for you guys. Okay? All right. And don't worry about it coming down on the cheeks either, because we can wipe that up in a minute. All right, so just in the outer corner, so that outside crease, right where the eye actually folds back, we're going to go in with the black. Just kind of working in a V like windshield wipers. Okay. Got it? It's all under her eyes right now, but we'll clean that up in a minute. Okay, we got the eyes all smoked out now. So one of the things to remember with stage makeup, this is probably the biggest thing, my mom always used to freak out with this, is when you're doing stage makeup, what you see close up under this lighting looks totally different than when you're under actually theatrical lighting. You're going to lose anywhere between 60 to 75% of your color the minute a spotlight hits you. So your everyday makeup is now going to wash out, and you're not going to be able to see eyes, lips, or noses. So that's why it's really important that everything is like when you're standing this close to your daughter and going, "Ooh, you got it," okay? Because from the ice, it's going to stand out. Those of you who have done artistry before, you know, when we've done like the really crazy Egyptian stuff or those big masks, they look really intense up close, but on the ice, they have a totally different look. So that's why you have to, you know, keep the intensity up there. All right, so we're going to take a little wet wipe here. Now you can get makeup wipes, but you know what? Baby wipes work great. It's good enough for a baby's butt. Okay, so this is a great little trick to get that wing on the end of your liner. Just wrap it around your finger, and see where all this is here? You're going to go from the corner where this comes down here. We'll turn your head sideways. Okay, so where this corner goes right here, you can clean up that line and just pull it straight up and right out. And you get that professional, nice wing right on the end of it. Okay? Same thing on this side. That's how we do it, yeah? We got tricks. So you just keep going until all clean. And then you've got it all clean, and that clean line is there, and you've wiped everything underneath the eye. Yeah, that's okay. So then we're going to go in with that color, that silver one, and it actually says brow bone on it. We're going to pick up a little bit of that. And we're going to go right underneath where the top of the brow is. So where the brow just starts to curl or curve up there, you're just going to pick that up, place that right under, and pull it right across. Okay, so you can see a little silverness going there. Okay. Got it. Fabulous. All right, we can all see that? Panoramic? Okay. All right. So, next step is going to be eyeliner. Now, eyeliner is another thing, you know, whatever you feel most comfortable with, whether you're using a pencil, a liquid, whatever you feel that you can have the most control over. I personally, just as a professional, like to work with the gel liners just because I've got more ability to change that line depending on my brush, but if that freaks you out, just use whatever you're comfortable with. So go ahead and do that. And they do make, Maybelline actually makes one of these too. I believe it's called Studio Line, if I remember correctly. And it comes with the brush, everything in a kit for you. I think it's about $7. So all you're going to do with that is, if you're using a liquid, load up your brush, just wipe the sides of it off so you get a nice clean line. And then start in the center. And the key here is not trying to do it all in one stroke, just small little strokes until you control where that's going. And then you're going to aim right up to the corner of where that line is. Okay? Do your head swing there? So the eyes are a really, really big part of the makeup because that's what you're seeing. You're very expressive with your eyes, at least you all should be. Okay? So when they open really big, when they close, or when they're down, that you really want to make these play up here. once again, don't get too crazy about perfecting this line. You just want to get it on there. Okay? There is the line. Okay, and then the night of the show, I'm going to be bringing in this stuff. You guys all know what this is. The girls go nuts over there. Ah, glitter! All right, so MAC is the only company I've seen that makes anything remotely like this. It's a reflex product, which is not like normal glitter. It's prismatic, as you can see in there. It's reflecting every color under the rainbow. It's actually like little section, or little sequin shapes, so they reflect whatever they're on top of. So right before they go on, I will dab a little bit on their eyes, so you don't have to worry about that. Just make sure they're ready to go, because it takes me 2 seconds to apply a shellac seal on it to make it go on, which we'll do here in just a minute. All right, and then under eyes, you're going to take that exact same product you have, the black, in there. You can use this for your liner as well, or if you have the one that you use on top, you can do it underneath as well. Okay, and run it like that. And we're just going to go right underneath the lash line. And I like working with powders under there just because it gives, you know, just, woo, just so it gives it, it's a little bit softer look. It's not so sharp. You good? Okay, look up. There we go. I know, that makes me my eyes water too. And if your child's eyes are watering, a little trick you can do with that is get a Q-tip and just have them look this way, and then you stick the Q-tip right in the tear duct. It'll suck it right up. We get that all the time when we're doing makeup. People will, even when people do it to me, I'm like, makes my eyes water as well. All right, so next thing is going to be applying a mascara. So I just wanted to, they had this at Wet n Wild too. Any mascara, this is one thing you don't have to go crazy with. You can spend Lancome's like the #1 selling one for 50 bucks. Mascara's mascara. So I just grabbed this one. It's a Wet n Wild makeup plump. A curler? Yeah, I mean, and that's going to be dependent on, it's a good question, on your child's lashes. Some of your lashes are already like super curly, so you don't want to add any more curl to them. If your kids' lashes do the downward thing, then yeah, you do want to get them to curl up. So that's going to be, based on it. If you do need it, I'll have one in my kit. If you don't have one, you're more than welcome to use it. She's got pretty good curled lashes, so if they already have a natural curl, I'll show you a little trick with that. So have them look down, and you're just going to lift up right here, and then start at the top, and then roll it back up this direction.
You're doing the top of the lash?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then by pulling it up and twisting it, and you just keep going from the top to the bottom. Okay? Easy, easy. Okay. And don't worry too, because you're going to see a lot of mascara, or like pink stuff on their lashes. Don't worry, mascara will cover that. There we go. So the reason that we're going to do the mascara, we're going to be applying false lashes. The reason you want to do mascara first is that it's going to give it something to stick to. So when we apply the false lash, you can stick it together, and they'll mesh easier with the fake lashes. I don't necessarily put this on the bottom because it tends to run, or if their eyes are tearing, I don't want, like they are zombie dolls, but I don't want them crying black. So I try to keep the black mascara off, unless you're going to use something waterproof, which if there's someone who tears a lot, and you're going to know if your kid tears a lot, okay, use waterproof. Otherwise, it's not the best for your lashes. It's just, they tend to dry lashes out really easily. Okay, so lashes. Now, I was really surprised too with these. These look exactly like, if I was in the store, I would think these are our MAC #7 lashes. So these are the Ardell #102s. So I just got these over at Kmart, and I'll make a list of this other products I'm using too, and get it out to Coffee so she can email it to you if you guys want to know what it is. So how many people here by show of hands know how to put on lashes? Anybody? Oh, there we go. You're good. You're good. Dad taught you, right? All right. So if you know how to put on lashes, great. If this is kind of a new thing for you, or you've never done it before, we'll show you now. But of course, on the show night, we'll definitely fill you in on how to do this. Okay, so when they're brand new, there is an adhesive that is already on the lash. That's what's keeping it in there. That is not the adhesive that is going to stick to their lashes, okay? So when you go to pull, you just want to pull it off like so. Okay, now since we are working with smaller little eyes, you want to make sure that the lash fits their lash first, their actual eyelid. Because we've got a lot of little eyelids here, so we want to make sure that they're not hanging off the side. So it should go comfortably from corner to corner. It shouldn't overlap. If it overlaps, you're going to need to trim it. And you always trim from the outside. So in this case, when you look at it, it kind of has a wing. It's longer on the end, so you're going to trim off the end. So we're going to check for length. So go ahead and close. And it looks like maybe a little bit longer. So once again, I'm just going to take scissors and just cut off that last little piece. And then check again. And then once they're fit, you're going to be able to do it. And lashes tend to last. These are, you'll be able to wear these. Usually, like I know at MAC, we can say they last about 14 times. If you take care of them and when you're done with them, make sure they go back in their little case so that it keeps them curled. You should be able to keep them for several shows. So don't, you just want to make sure, do not get them wet, don't sleep in them, and girls, do not rub your eyes. Okay, but they'll last you a while. Okay, so applying the lash. Just going to get a lash glue. You can get that anywhere. This is just Duo. We can get that there. And then you can either put it on a stick and apply it, or if you get really used to doing it, you can just apply it straight from the tube. Very thin little strip. Okay, you don't want to douse the lash in glue because otherwise you're going to have issues there. Now you want to let it dry. Now, of course, for sanitary reasons, I'm not going to blow on it, but your child, you can blow on it. It'll go a little bit quicker. So just let it dry for about 10 seconds until it gets sticky. You don't want to put it on wet, otherwise it moves all over the eyelid. Yeah. Okay, so we're ready. So you're going to hold the lash in the middle, facing that way. Okay, have them close their eyes. You want to make sure that they're not doing this because it's not going to stick to the right part. So just either looking down or very lightly closing their eyes. And then you're going to apply to the center first. Tack down the outer corner. Tack down the inner corner. And then just kind of tuck it in and open. Voila, lashes are on. So when you do this, you can see there's a little bit of a white strip right there. And that is just going to dry clear. Give it about 10 seconds. That white will disappear. You can see it, yeah. I see those lashes. So what lashes are going to do, they really give an amazing appearance. Even if we were to do absolutely no makeup and just lashes, you would see the lashes. They help really open up the eyes. Anyone from ballerinas to any sort of performance art, you're going to see lashes at some form. I mean, I know a lot of the ballerinas will double them up and they wear them on the top and the bottom. So you guys are good with these. All right, so once again, we'll trim it. Glue.
Set lashes from those one.
What did you say the name of the eyelashes again?
The eyelashes are the Ardell lashes. They are number 102s. Yeah, and they're about $4, I believe. Yeah.
Back when this was the kind for less, we would buy our lashes.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, when this used to be, this was like Lash Central here. All right, so once again, placing in the center. And where I'm placing this, guys, is right at the base of where the actual natural lashes are coming in with the skin of the lid. Okay, and if you mess up, and it happens, I have to rip these off all the time. Customers are like, that wasn't quite right. Don't worry, just take it off, put the glue down again, let the lid dry, and reapply it. It's a very forgiving product, so don't worry if it's not quite right the first time you're doing it. All right, so next thing we're going to go to is highlighting and contouring. Anybody heard of that before? One person, highlighting and contouring? Okay, so what highlighting and contouring is recreating what a natural spotlight would do to you. So when you think of like celebrities like Jennifer Lopez or Beyonce, when they're being filmed or they're turning into the light, they always have like this glow to their skin. That's not natural. Okay, their makeup artist gave that to them. So what it's doing is you're taking a product that has reflective quality to it. So this can be accomplished with any sort of, like if you have like a light pink eyeshadow or something that has a frosty finish to it. So if you don't have any of that, Physicians Formula has a whole bunch of like beautiful like beauty powders that have kind of that opalescent pearl finish to it. You can find one that best matches your skin tone. and use that. MAC, of course, makes one as well that's called Soft and Gentle. I've used this on a lot of the girls before. It's just a beautiful highlight powder. So what we're going to do for highlighting is we're going to recreate where natural light hits them. No matter where they are in the spotlight, you'll still be able to see the features of their face. Once again, as I said, 70% of your color is going to go out the window as soon as the spotlight hits you. So we're going to go to the highest points of the actual face. So first starting around on the cheekbone. So we're going to start on the corner, working in a C. To the top of the cheekbone, working around here. So you're going to start to see a little bit of light around there. So if you turn slightly, it's like, this light's kind of awful, but you get the idea there. Okay? So around. There. And then just very, very lightly right down the center of the nose. You want to be careful when you're doing that down the center of the nose because you can make it look really wide. So if you want to minimize it, use a smaller brush and just go very lightly down the center. Or if you have a brush like this that has a little point, you can do that as well. It creates like a mountaintop, so you have a very slender appearance to the nose. And then just a little bit on the forehead and the chin. And then contouring is going to be just the opposite. So where we've created light, now we're going to pull back features. So as I was saying, when that spotlight hits you, you have no cheeks, no eyes, no lips, or anything. This is going to make those cheekbones stand up. So to create that effect, we're going to take a bronzer. So you can use a bronzer, or if you have a foundation powder, or even a liquid foundation. Liquids are a little more advanced to work with, but if you feel comfortable doing it, you can always test drive it at home on them. A shade that is about 3 to 4 times darker than your child's skin tone. So this is coming in a little bit darker. You're going to create those cheekbones. So we're going to take a brush, and what you're going to do is I'll have you turn sideways here. So at the top of her ear, straight down. Okay, you can kind of feel her cheekbone. Did I get something black on you? I did. Busted. I'll get it off in a minute. Okay, I think I have it on my hand somewhere. All right, so we're just going to go under the cheekbone and then pull it up. So you're going to start to see, she turns there, you're going to start to see that definition. So up close it's going to look like she just has a brown streak. From the ice, at a distance, you're going to start to see that pop up, and it's going to look like she's got these really nice high cheekbones. Okay, easy. All right, and for lips, I found this also as maze. We found the exact duplicate for some of my favorite MAC products here. Wet n Wild also makes a prolonged wear lipstick, which is awesome. So this one is called Smokin' Hot Pink. Easy to remember. All right, so when you're working with darker colors, going directly from the tube can be a little difficult to get it really clean. So I usually like to use a lip brush, but once again, if you got a steady hand, you can definitely do it right out of the tube. So we're just going to go ahead. And even if you have like an old eyeliner brush, you don't even necessarily have to have a lip brush. Any small little tiny brush will work. And don't be afraid to get in there and like move their lips around. To get that shape.
Jen, would you advise to make their lips look bigger by going on?
Well, that's actually a good question too. So depending on your child's lip, if you have a child that has really full, nice lips, go for it. Okay, fill them in. If they're not quite as lip, as a professional artist, when we're looking at someone, you have to look at what we call like a balanced lip. Some people have a more fuller lower lip and it's very small on the top. So when you're doing it, you may even want to get a lip liner. And take that lip liner and just go slightly outside the line. You don't want to go crazy. Anything more than the width of your pencil is too much. You're going to get that old lady overdrawn lips. So only the width of the pencil, that's as far as you should go outside your natural lip line if you need to fill in bottom or top to balance it out. Just so that you can see a nice evenness on the lip. She's got pretty even lips, so we'll stay within the lines God gave her. And if you've got a little bit more of a drier lip, one of the things you can do prior to application or when you're doing her eye makeup is put a little bit of like a moisturizer, lip moisturizer on her lip, like really saturate it and let it sit there while you're doing the makeup. And then before you put the lipstick on, just go ahead and take that off so the lips are really moisturized. So if they do have dry lips, that way you won't get that kind of weird texture to the lipstick. Because when you're using anything that's a prolonged formula, one of the things that makes it do that, there's a lip binder in it that works directly with the lip tissue. So if it's you've got something in between that, like a conditioner or a lip balm, that product's not going to stick. Okay, got a nice hot pink lip. And then we also had a matching Mega Last lip gloss. So when you're doing gloss, you don't necessarily want to run this all the way across the lip. As you can see, I'm just kind of concentrating it on the poutiest part of it. So just like you highlight the planes of the face, you can do the same with the lips to make them appear more fuller.
What color is the lip gloss?
The lip gloss is Wet n Wild Mega Last in, oh, my age deceives me. Dr. What's that say?
She's like, the lashes are in the way.
I feel that one. Do I make? Oh, do I make you? Do I make you blush? There you go.
Okay.
Do I make you blush? Okay.
Hot pink?
Yeah, it's kind of a pearly pink. Yeah. It's
Does it have to be that specific one?
It doesn't have to be. I mean, I just got these just so I can give you guys an idea of generally what's there. I mean, I would definitely at least get the eyes, if you can get the eyes to match so that everyone's uniformly that color. Lip color, as long as it's a good, rich, blue-based pink. So that, I mean blue-based in the sense that it's not that warm. It doesn't have warmer undertones like orange. It should be a pretty, nice color there. All right. Okay, so we do all fabulous now. Okay, and then I totally forgot the blush. Oh my gosh. Ah, here I have some. Ah, can't believe I walked out that blush. Now, do you have blush on you?
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
It's brand new too.
A brand new blush.
Yeah.
Fabulous. All right. All right. That will work. I see water. Fabulous. Okay. So, blush. So when you're doing the highlighting and the contouring, okay, highlight goes on the top, contour is on the bottom, blush goes right over the top of it. So when you're doing blush, one of the things you really want to be careful not to do, I call it the old lady style blush, where you smile and then do the apples of the cheeks, because what happens is when you smile and then you drop it, that blush drops. So you can make the cheeks look very drawn that way. So you want to have your child not be smiling. They're probably going to be loving this. Okay, so have their face neutral, and then you're going to start at the tops of the cheekbones and pull back up towards, so have you turn this way. Okay, and we're just going to go straight up towards the ear. So give a nice lifted look. And you can go a little more heavy-handed with blush because this is, once again, a theatrical thing. So you want to see their cheeks. And besides, these guys are dollies, so I want them a little bit more of a rosier cheek. So have at it. See that from over there? Kiss. All right. You actually have a good contour color there.
She just walked out.
Oh, she just walked out. Okay, so she's got a nice palette there. It's got like the contour and the blush. There we go. And I always like to warm up the face just a little bit. But don't add extra product to your brush. Just take whatever's left. Hit the nose and the forehead just so we get kind of that warmed up color. Excellent. All right, so that should be the completed look for their makeup. So I kept it pretty simple so that this can go to any program that they're doing. You know, if your coach has something different in mind for their solo, this should be pretty easy to recreate. I mean, when I'm not talking in between every step, this thing for me took about 10 minutes to recreate. So if you do need help with it, or you've got a quick change and you need some help, I'd be glad to help anybody who does need that assistance in between the programs. I believe we are towards the end of the
The last one.
we're the last group. Okay, so if you need to get quickly back into that and you need some help, just Mirakami can definitely help. And you're going to be upstairs, right? Okay, you can find me. I will be there. She's in the DJ booth, so come find me. I will be downstairs to help you guys. Okay, so we're going to go on now to hair. So I'll let you go ahead and hop down. Thank you. She's a great model.